Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're going to get our show started in just a couple of seconds here. Want to remind everybody, if you could just share this broadcast, we would greatly appreciate it because it would help us get more views and make the show a lot more exciting for live interaction. So please, don't forget to share the broadcast. We also appreciate all of your likes and comments. Thank you so much for tuning in, and get ready for Spit the Wits. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to this show that was entirely produced and developed by the people sitting in front of you. Jessy Meadows and Frankie Almost. Brought to you in part by Rolling Hills Productions. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Spit the Wits. Jessy, if you would be so kind, would you please tell us what today's show's about?
Well, we don't have a guest today, but we do have a phone. So we're actually able to take live calls, and we're looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun.
It should be, yes.
And now, here is your host, Frankie Almost.
Okay, listen, we realize that we are a little bit late, and we apologize for that. We also have not turned on all of our studio lights, which I just realized while we started broadcasting. So, such is live TV. There we go, and that is that. If you are seeing this correctly, you should see a white box with our telephone number here to the studio. Ready to take live calls here. Hold on. Ready to take live calls here. So we will get to that in a second, unless one of you, of course, calls in. Jess, why don't you go ahead and talk to the people while I get up and show that I'm not really wearing any pants. And turn on the rest of our studio lights so we can see your lovely face and stuff, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and just chatter with them, please.
Because I'm such a chatterbox,
Right.
but...
Thank you. About anything.
So how's everybody doing tonight? Good, I hope. Hopefully you had a really good St. Patrick's Day. It was fun. No, that didn't really do much. But, yeah, I feel really weird just sitting here talking. It's not really what I do.
Well, actually, it is what you do. You
it
do
is?
it twice a week, yes. Okay,
like
so...
a deer in the headlights. I'm just sort of like...
Listen, the amazing thing about the whole light situation is that I was trying to fool everybody into thinking that I actually was somewhat dressed up, and then you had to see that I'm not really wearing pants.
It's too hot for pants.
It's too hot for pants, man. We're in Vegas, dude. It's really, really... What do we got going on in the room? Red said something. A couple of people
said, but it won't be, and I'm not sure what...
Oh, hey, Red, you hearing us okay? Because we've been having some... we reconfigured some things, and we're not sure if we're still up to par. But anyway, yeah, so the weather has been... it's been hot, so...
Yeah, it's been very warm.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep this this overshirt on. We seriously blast the studio. We blast it with cold air.
It doesn't matter in this room.
Yeah.
Within 5 minutes, it's sweltering.
Exactly. So what all have we got to talk about today? Well, it took us 20 minutes to get the studio number that we own because we never call our own studio. So we're like, I've written it down and given it to my mom. I've written it down and given it to her and several people, and then... Unbeknownst to me, I don't know what the hell happened, and just we couldn't find it, so we had to message my business partner Howie and call my mom and have like several people. So, but yeah, we're totally stoked about being able to take live phone calls, and I have nightmares about like nobody calling or us getting like crank calls, and I'm like, oh god, but it's gonna be like I'll just take it in stride because it'll be fun, you know.
It'll be entertaining.
It'll be entertaining.
That's the whole point, is to entertain you. That's what we're here for.
And Amanda Nelson, one of the people that have donated on our show, and our guest next week, or no, this week, Friday, she donated us a little box that lights up so that we don't have to be like interrupted by the phone ringing. But we left it at home because we suck.
All over the place.
Yeah,
it's been one of those days.
It's been one of those days, and I'm still working on something to try to get something off of my like to-do list. And until this thing is off my to-do list, like I'm just a stress ball. And so unfortunately, I didn't accomplish what I needed to accomplish today before the show. So I've still got this thing hanging over my head. It's just a nightmare. So what else? Anything? What do you got?
Not much. I didn't really plan on like any subjects or anything because of the whole phone thing.
Yeah. Well,
I've had a little anxiety because I don't know how to like really work the phone and like if somebody.
It's going to be really easy when it rings. You just hit the speaker button and then you just talk.
Okay.
And it's the same thing if we wanted to call somebody. So let's call and order a pizza, shall we? No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I'm down.
They won't deliver your kind of pizza anywhere. She only eats vegan pizzas, so.
Amazon might be able to pick it up. From
Amazon
Whole
Foods
though.
will do it, yeah. But then there's the whole factor of we have $20, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is everybody doing today? Why don't you go ahead and, hey, Red, can you see the number? Like, is it legible? And see that it says that charges may apply if you're not in Vegas? Because we are curious about that.
He just asked if this number is able to receive and send nudes.
No, because this is a landline like 1995. And it would be so funny to go back to like 95 and like try to use the lingo that you use now and see like people be like, what? Be like, send nudes. And they're like, what? Like he wants me to send him a Playboy magazine or something? I don't understand what he's talking about. Like in the mail?
Yeah.
Like that's probably going to cost me like $7 because I'm going to have to buy the magazine and put it in a freaking manila envelope and mail it to him. What other slang terms would be funny?
I don't know.
Text me. People would be like, what? If you went back to 95 with the lingo that we have now, can anybody else think of something that would be more bizarre? This is like an impromptu thing, but it's actually kind of fun to like put yourself in 95 when Red was 3. Or was he even born? Oh, we have a call.
Oh, we have a caller.
Hello, you're welcome to Spit the Wit. Hello?
Hello.
Our first crank caller.
It's Red.
Red?
I'm just making sure your phone works.
Hey, man. It does work. I just heard our ring in, like, it echoed through your phone and then back to us.
Yeah, because I've got the video on my other phone.
Do what now?
I'm calling on this phone.
Oh, yeah?
The video watching you guys on one phone, and then I'm on this phone.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure it worked.
I think you, dude.
I'm hanging up and going back to one-hand typing.
Yeah, no, we did. Hold on, don't leave yet. We didn't get a chance to do a test call, so I appreciate you calling in. However, I had a question for you. We were on the topic. I'm sure that it's usually delayed, so if you're hearing my actual voice, we were on the topic of saying, like, what is a weird phrase that you use on a normal basis today that would be so bizarre to say in 1995? Like, they just wouldn't get it. It would be over their head. Whoosh.
Something being lit?
Say what?
Something being lit, like, oh, this party's lit?
Oh, this party's lit. I think they would take that in stride, though. I think they would take that as like, oh, this guy thinks that word means cool. Mm-hmm. But if it was something like, I don't know.
I can't think of anything. Like,
build the wall. That would probably... They'd just be like, dude, we just tore it down. You're talking about the Berlin Wall, right?
No.
Some Trump for president. What? Donald Trump?
Donald
the
Trump?
Playboy? No. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I feel like they would laugh at us 20 years ago.
They would, dude. They would. I just said, oh, God. That doesn't apply in any freaking decade. Oh, God. Hey, man, thanks for calling, Red. Let me ask you a question. How did your nights over at E-Strings go?
Which night? There's so many of them there.
I was supposed to go to Sunday night, but I flaked out on you, and I apologize for that. How was it?
It's cool. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Sunday was kind of
Last night was really busy?
Yeah.
When was the night that you posted a video of people singing SpongeBob SquarePants?
That was last night, yeah. We had an entire, 45 minutes to an hour of just TV themes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Definitely better than some of the other stuff that's been put there before.
Right. I am going to make it down to your show, dude. It's just one of those... I need to not, have 17 different things going on and people yelling at me and screaming at me and telling me I'm a waste of life and whatnot.
Stop yelling at him, Jesse.
She's the only one defending me, actually.
Yeah, I always defend it.
Whenever she does speak up, she's usually defending me.
Yeah, most of the time.
She's like, shut up! I'm going back to sleep. Leave him alone. Good night. You okay, babe? Yeah, I'm okay. All right, good night. Any interesting things happening in your life, Red?
Not really.
No? Did you
I'm
ever...
a loser.
Dude, have you ever, thrown a party where nobody showed?
All the time.
Yeah. It's kind of like, that's what I was expecting with this whole phone thing, and then you called and you saved the day, Red.
I know. I always...
It was awesome. Yeah, we were afraid. We were seriously afraid that we would just sit here and nobody would call.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm going to say about the phone line thing, we do have it working because we have a microphone pointed at the speakerphone. It's kind of like the ghetto way to do it, and there is ways to do it with a cell phone that's Bluetoothed and all this kind of stuff. But I don't trust digital technology like I trust analog because I'm from the old school. And the other thing is that what we're eventually going to do is dissect this phone. Because, as you know, the speaker has a couple of wires that goes to it that transmits the sound. We're going to take those and turn it into a cord and plug it direct. So there's boom, it's going to be in your face red on the phone kind of stuff. So there. Are you excited for that, sir, or did you just pass out?
I am.
Yeah. I had visions of you just fainting. Oh! Because I was just talking all this techie stuff. And you're just oh my God, Frankie's my God. My grod.
I was actually just visioning you electrocuting yourself and Jesse having a heart attack watching that.
Yeah, well, Howie's actually going to probably do the maintenance because he's better at stuff like that.
Well then it'll be okay.
Yeah, so I'll be standing by in the outskirts while Howie gets electrocuted, and then I'll be like, dude, bro, I'm sorry, are you okay? And then can I get you something? And flipping off the breaker switch and whatnot. Yeah. So. Red, we thank you very much for calling, sir.
Of course.
Have a happy. What is today?
New Year.
It is New Year's.
Yeah.
It is really interesting. No, it's the equinox. It's not today though. It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Yeah.
Well, happy equinox to you anyway, sir.
Did you know that you can? It's the only day of the year that you can stand an egg up on its own.
Yes, and we missed it.
And I think you can do it with broom and stuff, too.
Yeah, supposedly. I've never seen the broom. I've seen people fake the broom thing, and it looks fake to me.
And every year I'm I want to try the broom.
Have you ever tried to stand an egg up on its side, Red?
I have not.
Supposedly,
That's one of my life goals.
Only on the equinox can you turn an egg and just stand it straight up on its side.
My mom and I did it.
I mean...
Well, now what am I going to do for a whole other year while I have to wait to figure that out?
I think what you should do is prepare and buy a lot of eggs. But what I'm curious to know is, has anybody ever stood the egg up on its side and then just let it sit there and waited until it fell?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when we did it, we just, we took pictures of it when it was standing up.
So it would be the longest, most boring video to watch ever.
There's no waiting for something to happen.
Live stream it.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Red.
No, you wouldn't be able to share it in groups if you live streamed it.
That what?
I said you wouldn't be able to share it in groups if you live streamed it.
Right.
True.
All right, man. We love you, dude. Thank you for calling, brother.
Going back to one-handed typing.
All right, man.
Hail your shirt off.
Type one. Oh, you want me to take my shirt off, or were you talking to my wife?
No, I was talking to you.
Oh, no, he was talking to you.
Of course. Hers is almost off. Freaking spaghetti straps over here.
Yeah, me and my spaghetti straps.
All right.
All right, ladies.
Take care, brother.
Right,
Later.
Goodbye. So, yeah, just that simple if you want to call. We don't mind talking to somebody we don't know and having fun and being silly on the silly Spit the Witch show. This is we were so into getting this phone thing hooked up that we didn't even say, hey, we should talk about
this or that,
Smurfs or muffins or whatever the hell. So we absolutely have no outline at all. I mean, we typically don't. We don't script anything, but we typically don't. We typically have like some things that we're like, hey, next Friday we should talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Certain topics, but we don't even have those. We're just like sitting here.
I'm racking my brain for like.
For some knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm turning your microphone more towards your mouth. See, my wife is very beautiful, but she's not a tech person at all. So it's entirely up to me to keep my hands on and eyes on 3 and 4 things at a time to make sure that she sounds okay. She always looks okay, but...
Thank you.
You're welcome. As a matter of fact, let's switch back to you for a second on the camera. Oh, that's the other thing. We hooked it up to where I can use my keyboard as a switcher. Boom. There's to my wife right there. A lovely wife. Let's see. Red said he needs his Frankie nude fix. I think that was a while ago, though, wasn't it? Yeah. So, let's see. What else? Okay, so like back in the day when we had analog phones like this, I swear to God, this is like totally like bringing back memories for me. And I'm like, I was excited to get this freaking analog phone, which, by the way, we need to thank Jason Herrera for. Jason, thank you so much, dude. Your generous donations to our GoFundMe enabled us to take calls with this fancy landline phone. And it's like, it's funny, dude, to say landline, because I don't know of anybody except for like 2 people that still have a landline.
Yeah. Nobody does.
I mean, businesses typically still have landlines. And so I guess this constitutes as a business because this is Howard and Frankie's Rolling Hills Productions. And I don't know, I'm so out of sorts right now. But anyway, this is our production studio, and so having the phone is a cool thing for sure. But I was so excited, dude, because I was like, it reminded me of like back in the Disney when we had phones like this. This even has an answer machine on it, like a voicemail answering machine thing.
Does it?
Yeah, so we're gonna have to mess with that, dude. The funniest thing ever, dude. The greatest message ever put on the outgoing message of an answering machine was done by me and Pete Anderson, who typically watches this show, and I don't know if he's watching right now. And if he is, he's probably laughing right now thinking about it. He had this answer machine, and so me and him sounded like this old couple, and I was doing the woman voice, and he's like, let's just make up something on the fly. And I'm like, okay. So we did one draft, and then we were like, no, but at least we came up with a great idea. Now let's perfect it. So he presses record, and then you just hear me going, is it working? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, is it not?
Oh my God, that's funny.
Hold on, I'll tell you the rest of it after we take this call. All right. Spit the wit. Who have I been talking to?
Hi, Francis.
Yes?
It's Pete Anderson.
It's Pete Anderson. Dude, is it really you, Pete?
Yeah, it is, man.
That's awesome.
I don't know what story you're talking, but
Oh my God, bro. Okay, so listen to this, dude.
do you remember the other?
Oh yeah, the Janine thing. Yes, of course I do. That's what you were talking about, right?
No, the when we dialed that service.
Yeah, and you pretended to be Janine, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get to that. But okay, here's us now. Imagine us in San Luis Obispo, okay, and we're in your like little studio house, converted house thing.
No. You're not even thinking of the same story, dude.
No, we're thinking of 2 different stories. I'm telling you 2 different stories.
Okay.
Bear with me. This is the first one, okay? So we were putting an outgoing message on your telephone, okay? And so you pressed record on your outgoing message thing, and I was like, "Is it working?" And you're like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, and you're like, "I don't know if it's working or not." And I'm like, "Come on, press the button." And then I was, "Is it this button?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then you're all beep, and then that was the outgoing message. Did you remember that?
Yeah, but it's not nearly as funny.
It's not nearly as funny. Do you want to take the wheel and go ahead and tell the other story?
Can you curse on your show?
Yes. Yes. I mean, don't go, PG-13.
Okay, so this is the story you're talking about, right? Is when we were making part of the life, and I'd edit all day, and then I'd come over to your house and we were making the soundtrack at night. Remember?
Right. Exactly. Absolutely.
And this is back in the day. This is like late '90s, mid '90s, when
Right.
there was no cell phones. People barely had pagers, but there was ads in the paper where you could call in for dating services.
Like 900 number stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but then there became more local ones.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
So then we called up and we did the woman's voice, and the guy.
You did the woman's voice, sir. You.
The woman's voice. I did the woman's voice. Yeah.
Yes.
and then but there was the dating service, and the guy was straight up like giving us his address.
Yes.
Talking to a chick.
Yes.
It was up in Cupertino. You go down this street near the 7-Eleven. He's going through the whole thing. He thinks he's
Right. He's walking you through to his apartment and his address and his door.
He says, "Oh, be sure to get condoms at the 7-Eleven on the corner before you come over." And I don't know how we made it through not laughing so hard. But
Me too.
This is the funniest story. We're not probably doing it justice right now, but it is the funniest story.
Right, because what Pete was saying to him is that Pete's doing this voice, right? So you got to picture that these guys in their freaking in their 20s, right? And they're so we're like anxiety and laughing. We're trying not to laugh, and Pete's pulling it off. He's pulling off this woman's voice, and he's like, "Oh, that sounds wonderful." Yeah.
Come over.
So then the guy goes, how will I know it's you? And you said, well, I'll be wearing this, that, and the other thing. And the guy goes, yeah? And he goes, yeah, and some lacy panties.
And I said,
and then he goes,
"What do you want me to wear?" And he said, "You can wear anything you want, baby." And then I said, "How about a cock ring?"
he's all, what? He's all, a cock ring! And he yells it out really loud. And the guy freaked, like there was this hesitation. You could tell the fear of God was in this guy.
Silence and a click.
In a click.
It was like a 15-minute conversation.
Oh
It
my
was the
god.
funniest thing in the world.
Pete had the guy on the line for the longest time, buying the fact that he was Janine, and like went through the guy's history. Like he was talking about his like soul and heart. Oh yeah, I really feel like we could be something. And that, I mean, just hook, line, and sinker ate it up, dude.
Yeah. Hey,
Right?
can you imagine this dude? Like, he straight up gives me where he lives, his address, everything, and like...
And now he knows it's in the
and
hands
that
of some
happened.
maniac.
It's like, he probably had to move the next day. I know it wasn't that.
Oh, it's so awesome, dude. Hey, Pete, how you been, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I got my little 4.5-year-old now. He keeps me occupied. You know.
Oh, wow.
He's,
Is it a boy or a girl?
he's a boy.
Boy, what's his
Good.
name?
Yeah, he's a really good dude, so that keeps me most occupied, but still doing the films and...
Right. Are you still working for Microsoft?
No, I kind of stopped doing that a few years back, especially when I had him. It's just kind of I don't like up where the studio is, so I live kind of far away from it, and the traffic was just getting too much, and
Yeah.
with him, I wasn't able to see him, so I just kind of stopped doing that a lot, and just doing other stuff.
Right on, man.
Places, but yeah, they also moved the whole where I was doing stuff with Inside Xbox. They moved that whole thing down to LA, so
Yeah.
pretty much was kind of the cool stuff up there at Microsoft. You know, being creative. Then it was just more talking head stuff, so it wasn't that interesting, really.
Right. I hear you, dude.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Mike Long anytime recently?
Dude, I talked to him. We developed a TV show literally 2 days ago. We got it finalized after 9 months of working on it and got it off to a sales agent. He's taking it to distributors this next week up in Toronto for a big thing going on there.
Nice, dude.
So we've been, the funniest thing is, dude, he's like, was working on this song, and he knew I knew some of these other record artists. This guy who owns this record label up here, and he works with a bunch of people, and he saw Redman was here, and a few other rappers like that, and he's like, I need to get somebody to rap on this song, it's so awesome, this and that, and he was like, do you know what Francis is in it? You know, like, oh my God, it'd be so funny to get Francis on.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Francis is me. Everybody knows me as Frankie. I've been going by Frankie forever. So, but yeah, dude, that's freaking crazy, man.
Yeah.
I have some like YouTube stuff out there, dude, that he should check out. We were going for like the cringe kind of thing, though. We were like trying to like annoy people more than like do anything noble. So,
Yeah.
and it worked because we ended up getting, I almost have 1 million views on YouTube right now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, it's up to like 870 or 80,000. And so we're like 120,000 away from 1 million views. So we've been pretty
crazy.
stoked about that. And we don't know what we're going to do as a celebration because it'll probably happen like just before summer. So
I wonder if wouldn't that be crazy if it was on our wedding anniversary?
it would be because it's weird. It gets like 2 or 3. I'm sure somebody that is good at math, which everybody knows is not me. It's getting like 2 to 3,500 hits a day. So whoever wants to do the math can do that for me.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
dude,
crazy.
congrats,
It's
dude.
weird.
I haven't even talked to you since you got married, man. I didn't even know. So,
Yeah, man. The last time I talked to you, you had gotten married.
yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, really, dude.
13 years ago.
How many?
That's almost 13 years ago.
Oh, wow, dude. That was
Yeah.
crazy. I remember you came to Vegas and we went and I don't remember what hotel you were at, but I think it was New York or something like that. And we
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually, I might be in Vegas next month, dude.
Yeah, you should hit me up, dude, and come be on the show.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, come be on the show and
Lot of
talk about your
stories.
project and stuff.
Yeah.
Red said that we
thing
don't need
was
a
so
cringy
fun.
video to annoy people.
Right, we can annoy people. Red said that we can annoy people just fine without doing a video for it. So, so Pete, man, before I let you go, dude, tell us your son's name again.
Lev.
Lev.
Yeah, it means lion in Russian.
So Lev, like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's cool.
cool. Hey, Lev, how you doing? Nice to meet you, Uncle
Yeah,
Frankie.
I was trying to get him to talk. 'Cause he actually tells a lot of jokes.
Oh yeah,
You want to say a joke?
come on, Lev.
Or a joke. You don't want to say a joke. You just gets a little shy.
All right, well, we'll try it a different time if you know. I mean, we're going to be doing this a lot,
Can I
so.
tell him one of your jokes? Okay, he gave me permission. You want to hear one of his jokes?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
All right, I'll give you a couple of his jokes.
Okay.
Okay, Francis.
Yes.
Your underwear have holes in them.
Well, yes.
Okay, you're supposed to say no.
Okay, I'm sorry, no.
Okay. Then how do you get your legs through? Okay.
Ah, nice.
Okay.
I like
All
it.
right. Who does the fire truck call when it crashes into a tree?
Who?
A tow truck?
Because everybody would.
Okay.
That's
All right,
good.
all right. So
These are
this
common
is
sense jokes. Okay, I like them.
funniest. This might be as funniest.
Okay.
Why did the Siamese twins go to England?
Why?
So the other one could drive.
Ah, that's funny.
Okay?
That's funny. I like it.
Okay. Is it-
Good. Yay, Lev. Thank you, sir. Great jokes.
Cool. All right, a little comedy for your show today. There you go.
Hell yeah, man.
Do a segment. Maybe you could do a segment on that
Yeah, we should do a segment.
today.
Yeah, we should definitely do a segment of like clean jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of his aren't clean. He's blue. He's a blue comic.
Right on, Pete. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
It's good to hear you, man.
You too.
Congratulations. Glad you guys are doing a show. It's funny. It's always on when I seem to be around.
Awesome, dude. Good.
Good to hear you, man. We got to stay connected a little better, man. And if I come to town, I'll let you know, man.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Okay, cool.
All right.
Thanks, Pete.
Take care, guys.
Take care, man.
Bye, Jess.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, Pete Anderson called in. That's cool. So, yeah, I always say this statement, but I know that there's new viewers all the time. So for those of you that don't know, Pete Anderson is somebody that I used to do films with back when he was going to film school. And for a while, he was working for Microsoft and doing other things. And so, like, he's always been cutting-edge technology. So it's cool that he came in here to talk to me on an old-ass landline with a microphone pointed at it. Because typically it's like, oh, my God, this isn't state-of-the-art. But, you know, he knows we're going through some stuff and just trying to work out some kinks and stuff like that. But, yeah, Pete Anderson and I. Okay, here's another funny story about Pete and I. I should have brought it up when he was on the phone, but it's okay. We came out of a movie that he had produced and he had directed and written, and I kind of like was I don't know what you would call me at the time, like associate producer kind of thing, because I was like heavily involved in not only like the editing and the main thing I was doing was the music, but I was like heavily involved in like any kind of thing that we wanted done. Like we needed to make stuff for promos or whatever. I was just like, I'm always down. So I kind of became his like right hand man during this project. And then we came out of the premiere, like it premiered in an actual theater with people with ticket stubs and the whole nine. We came out, we were in the underground parking lot, And we were just getting ready to get in our car, and this guy pulls up. And, I mean, he's just freaking wasted and weird to begin with. And I don't remember the whole backstory on this guy, but he was just a creepy, weird dude. And he pulls up, and he's like, hey, man, what are you guys going to do? And we were just talking about how, like, people always tend to glom onto you when you're doing something successful, and they would rather, like, in other situations, they would rather step over you kind of thing. But so it was our night, and freaking we were like on top of the world kind of thing, you know. We had just had a movie premiere and everything. And so he's like, what are you guys getting ready to do? As he's hanging out of his car trying to be cool, but he's one of those people that just can't pull off being cool. And we're like, hey, man, we're just going and taking off and going to this place. And he's like, yeah, man, you guys want to go smoke some brie? Like, what the hell? How do you smoke brie?
Like the cheese?
And we're like, no, man, we're good, bro. But, you know, hang tight, dude. Oh, my God, dude. Smoke some brie. He didn't pull up. He followed us, as Pete's correcting me in my story. Yeah, so he followed us. But, yeah, either way, it was like a very weird thing to say to some people, especially people you didn't really know.
Yeah.
You were like he was around during the film convention and everything like that, but it wasn't like somebody that we normally talk to, so it was a very weird situation.
Red just said, he said, hey, I just realized I'm in the video with 700,000 views.
Yes, you are.
That's why there's so many.
That is why there's so many, Red, because you were in it as the Mad Hatter, and that's exactly why. For everybody that's unaware, a.k.a. for those of you that don't know, our video exhibition is on YouTube under the name IC10s. ICYTINS is the channel name and the band name. And we're not going to tell you what it means because it's a secret. But we are IC10s, and the cringy video is called Exhibition. And it is not only cringy aesthetically, but it is also cringy audibly.
Yeah.
So, because it was a song that I wrote like freaking back in 1990. So we revamped it and just made it sound a little more modern, but we wanted people to think, are these guys serious? And that was the whole thing, and it's worked so far. So
that's good cringe, anyways, where you don't know if the person is trying to be serious. Or not.
And I mean, there's so many hate comments on there, and then we have another video called "Real Soldiers," spelt like Soulja Boy, and that one has like so many bad comments that she was like starting to get upset about it.
It was hurting my feelings.
She was like, I'm like, dude, we're doing this on purpose. We're trying to piss people off, and we're trying to get people invoked into freaking just acting, because and by acting I mean by committing themselves to an act, not acting. But so here's the thing. So like they would come on and they would see the video and they would think this is kind of okay, but it's kind of crappy. And are these people serious? And then of course you have your beautiful chick in it. So everybody always wants to, when they're hidden behind a computer, be able to talk crap to the beautiful girl that they know they can't get. So they try to make her feel so bad by saying the most worst crap ever.
Like I should get cancer, and then I got a melanoma on my face.
Somebody told her that she should get cancer and that she was cancer, and she ended up getting a melanoma on her face. It
was benign, but it didn't act benign.
Right, which was so weird. It was weird.
I think Red just shared the video.
Is that what you posted, Red, was the exhibition video? Why is that the short version? Oh, because you posted it from a cell phone. That's why it's using that little shortened tag. Because if you do it on a computer, it would have put the image up of my lovely wife in a bikini top, and people would have been like, hey. Which is why, which is the main reason why we got that many views, is because the thumbnail is of her. I mean, it was a science. We did it like that for a reason. There's an entire, mathematical reason behind it. A, we knew that nobody was ever going to like anything that you were putting out there that was serious, because people don't like that anymore. People just like to talk crap. And then B, if it has a beautiful girl in it, for various reasons they're going to watch it. The obvious reasons, the one-handed typers. And then the other reasons, which are dudes that can't stand that their lives are disgusting and they can't get a real woman, so they have to talk crap
Trolls.
about the
Yeah,
pretty.
they just sit there behind a screen and
trolls. There you go. That's another statement or whatever I'm trying to say that you should bring back to the 90s.
Oh yeah. If you said, "Oh my
Be
gosh,
like-
all these trolls,"
Yeah.
you'd be
Like what? Like,
What do you
because
mean?
in the 90s, a troll was like this thing that lived under a bridge, and that's that. Closed. Case closed.
"Yep."
There was no such thing as like online trolls.
Well, because there was no online,
Well, no, there was online. 95, there was online.
was there?
Yeah, oh yeah. Ask Pete. Me and Pete were on AOL. You've got mail.
CompuServe.
And
We had
CompuServe and crap like that, yeah. Uh-oh.
But I didn't sign on to CompuServe until '98.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
No, '97.
Yeah, I think we were messing around online around 95. Pete was probably doing it. He was the one that introduced me to the internet, actually. Pete Anderson. I
Yeah?
told you he's cutting edge, man. The guy's a freaking maniac. Unstoppable. Now he's having kids. His kid is probably a machine. He's a machine for telling jokes, that's for sure.
Yeah, pretty funny jokes.
Yeah, right. Okay, I have a joke that's not dirty. So I don't know if this is something he could tell, but it takes a longer memory to tell this story. So it's like there's two muffins and they're sitting in the oven. One muffin says to the other muffin, "Wow, it's getting really hot in here," and the other muffin goes, "Ah, a talking muffin!" So that's pretty funny.
I like my elephant joke.
Tell me the elephant joke.
Why are elephants big, rough, gray, and square?
Why?
Because if they were small, round, smooth, and white, they would be aspirins.
Makes perfect sense, actually. I'm trying to figure out if your mic's on, and it's not. Your mic hasn't been on this whole time. That's so awesome. I'm such a good sound man.
Can you hear? Can anybody hear me?
We can totally hear you now because I turned up the right pen pot. Here's the thing, and that's not it's the terminology that was from the 70s, a pen pot. But I turned up your thing because here's the deal. Because since we integrated the phone in, I switched and because I no longer have this microphone over here. So now we're 1, 2, 3, and I had it backwards in my head from our old configuration.
Okay.
So.
But you can hear me now.
We can totally hear you. We could hear you before, but we can totally hear you now. Yes. Good. Hashtag could be another one. What?
Oh, from the '90s. Like if you went up to
Oh.
people and we were like,
Yeah.
hashtag that.
Hashtag. That's a good one. They'd be like, this guy's trying to sell me hash.
Hashtag.
No, I don't want hash browns. Oh, man. So, okay, if any of you that are watching this show have a funny joke, it can be slightly dirty, PG-13, but we were trying to pull off the non-threatening silly jokes. Like, I got a dirty joke. Did you hear about the horse that fell in the water or whatever? He was a white horse that fell in the mud. Ah! Like, you never heard that? My delivery was wrong, and I said it wrong. I'm sure that people are wanting to throttle me right now, but
I totally don't get it.
I got a dirty joke, basically, and then the person's like, what? And then it's like, did you hear the one about the white horse that fell into the mud? He got dirty, so now it's a dirty joke.
Okay.
Ooh,
I was
so
waiting for some kind
what
of
are some
punchline.
good blonde jokes?
Oh, okay.
What?
Let's see. A blonde and a brunette jump off a bridge.
Okay.
Who gets there first?
What?
Who hits the ground first?
Oh, who hits the ground? Who gets there first? I'm like, where? So a blonde is telling me this joke, so it's automatically it's destroyed.
Yeah, it's okay. Like,
says the guy that
blondes telling blonde jokes. That's
says
funny.
the guy that just destroyed the other joke. Okay, so a blonde and a brunette jump off of a bridge. Who hits the ground first? I don't know.
The brunette, because the blonde had to stop and ask directions.
Okay.
How does a blonde turn on a car light? All right. Okay, I'm just totally screwing up right now. How does a blonde turn on the light?
I don't know.
Opens the car door.
Okay.
How does a blonde turn on the car light? Oh my god.
How does the blonde tell a joke on a Spit the Witch show? Horribly.
Badly. Very badly.
Oh man, that's funny. Let's see. All right, let's crank call somebody. No, I'm just kidding. We can't do that, actually, as a matter of fact. Which is sad, because that would make the show really hilarious, as if we got some of our friends over here and started crank calling people.
Jerky Boys
Yeah.
style.
Hello?
My shoes, all my glasses.
I'll
and
bring my glasses and my shoes so I have them. Oh, man. Way to live up to the stereotype, Jess.
I
That's
think I
what
did
said.
it quite brilliantly,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I do it every day.
So what we're going to do is this Sunday we have a special guest. And that might be them. Let's see who this is. Hello, Spit the Wit.
Hey, Spit the Wit. How's it going, man?
Good, who is
Got
this?
a joke for you guys. This
Okay.
is Jeremy.
Jeremy. Okay, go ahead.
How are you? Yes. So my joke is, go ahead. Nice. I like it. I'm watching you guys right now, and I got a pirate joke.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so you know why pirates are cool?
Why?
Because they are.
That's funny. That's a good one. Do you have any more?
And so, yeah, of course I do.
Okay,
you know
go.
what a pirate's favorite letter is?
What is that?
Do you know what it is?
R?
No, it is not the R. It's the C.
That's good. I like it. Okay, what else?
Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, did you hear about the one about the two flies on the toilet seat?
No.
Oh man, one of them got pissed off.
Oh, that's funny. That's good.
Nice, dude.
Jeremy,
Nice, so,
Jeremy, where are you calling from?
dude, I'm calling from Henderson right now. You know,
Yeah?
how's life, man?
Good, man. How's your life going, bro?
It's going good, dude. I'm doing alright.
Yeah? Why aren't you going by your alias name?
Do what?
Why aren't you going by your alias name so I would have known who you were faster?
Dude, I wanted to call in and tell my jokes, and everybody knew it was me. But
You wanted full credit for your awesome jokes, right?
I seen the episode with Jeremy Flores, and he's funny. And,
Yeah, he is funny.
You know, and of course I'll show support, dude. I got some jokes.
I appreciate it, man.
I gotta think of some more that I got.
Right, yeah. Call me in if you call me back if you have more. And Jeremy, you should you should be a guest on the show one day, dude. So let's talk
that's
about that.
cool. I was just making sure that you guys got the phones and everything.
Absolutely.
The mic's working, so cool,
Yes,
man.
sir. Cool.
Let's keep it going. I'll come up with some topics or something.
All right, brother. Okay.
All right, man.
I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right.
All right.
The wit
Bye-bye.
then.
Take care, bro.
All right, yo.
So Jeremy, I know that you were talking to us and that there was a delay, so you were hearing us partially on the actual phone call and then partially on the broadcast. But what I was telling you was that we should have you on the show, and the reason being is because that's what this show's about. Is like we like having guests. We don't always have guests because we like to karate chop. I'm doing the Red thing. Remember when Red was going like this?
I'm glad I did.
So we like to have people on the show, but we don't like to always have people on the show because we like to break up the monotony. But anyway, the main reason that we like having people on the show is because we want, regular people, not that you're regular or ordinary, but we want people that aren't celebrities or aren't trying to do anything, like be in the business, to just talk about their life, because that is just as entertaining as somebody that's, as a matter of fact, in a lot of cases, it's more entertaining than somebody that's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be over here and then at the Laugh Factory next on the 6th and blah, blah, blah. Like, that stuff's cool and everything, but, rather than have, Mel Gibson and his beard in here, we'd rather have people that are doing regular things and about our community too, because this show is mainly about community. We talk about world issues also, but as you know, it's community involved. So that's why we were always telling people about like E-string and stuff like that. So if you saw a cool karaoke spot, there's no conflict with what I'm doing. I do karaoke, for those of you that don't know, and I also DJ and stuff like that. But there's no conflict of interest. If you want to call in, promote your show, even if it's on a night that I'm doing it, I'm totally cool with that, because this show is separate from my other stuff. So, and it's about promotion, and it's about letting people in Vegas and people that are coming to Vegas know about local things that are happening that they won't find in their hotel guide.
Helping
and things
people
like
out
that.
too.
Yeah. And seeing people like Jeremy Flores and seeing people like Red and their comedy show and stuff like that. Thanks for the hearts, by the way, guys. We appreciate that. Let's see who this is.
Hello?
Hi, it's Brett again. Did you miss me yet?
Of course.
Of course we did.
Okay, so I had a thing. It's not really a joke. It was like a funny one-liner in the moment, and I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
I was with my girlfriend at the time, and she didn't find it funny, but everybody else has found it funny but her. We were watching like that little collection of Disney shorts on Netflix or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and there's one about like the clock store with like the really old clock or whatever that none of the other clocks like. Well, if you haven't seen it, like halfway through, this guy breaks into the clock store in the middle of the night.
Okay.
She was like, wow, I didn't even know clock stores were a thing, and why would someone do that or whatever? And then I go, without missing a beat, and I'm like, I can't believe somebody would take the time to do such a thing.
Yeah.
And she did not think that was funny, but everybody else...
good.
Dude,
thought it was
here's
hysterical.
the thing, dude. Puns are a freaking an art form, dude, and
Right.
I get them a lot, dude. Like, and they'll come to me really fast, like the one you just said. But some people are completely irritated by puns.
Right.
They don't think they're funny at all.
I think they're hilarious.
And I'm like,
I
this
wish
is
I wish I was better at them.
right,
Like, if you do it right, it's so amazing.
right. And I mean,
Bad jokes are the best.
you have to be cautious, though, Red. You know why?
Why?
Because if you keep telling puns like that, they might send you to the punitentiary.
That wouldn't be very funny.
It's not very punny at all. But yeah, so
I just wanted to get my Jeremy Flores level joke out there.
it was good, man. That was Jeremy Flores level for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was
I need to copyright that before Jeremy tries to take it. All right.
All right, brother, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So yes, I'm liking the phone thing. Are you liking the phone thing? I just think we need to work on the fidelity a little more. It's even though we have the microphone so gracefully pointed at the speaker, it still sounds too ghetto for my taste. And I could do better. Like we threw it together on the fly. And you know what's funny is we use the word the phrase "on the fly" a lot on the show.
Yeah.
And we should have called the show "On the Fly" instead of "Spit the Wit,"
I like
because
On the
we're
Fly.
not really spitting so much wit. A lot of times we're just like talking and we're just like, I don't know, I like biscuits and stuff, whatever. But we like the catchiness of Spit the Wit, and it was kind of like, you know, shoot the shit. So we were just like, Spit the Wit, that's cool. Let's do that. But in hindsight, I think we should have called it On the Fly and made the logo like a little fly on a radio or on a microphone or something like that with some cool shades on or some dumb, stupid, stereotypical thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been good. I like On the Fly.
On the Fly. That's good. We had a couple of different name ideas, and man, they were getting kicked in the dirt, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
They
man.
sure were.
Yeah, they sure were. So we ended up with Spit the Wit, and there you go. What are you gonna do? So we're Spit the Wit forever now. What, you know, another thing that we should do is here's what we should do. We should say like by our before it gets too late. Say by our like 20th show, which we're on 15 right now, we should be like, we should let the audience throw in names and pick them out of a hat which one we should be. And they're going to come up with some really silly names.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Like the fat guy and the hottie or some stupid thing. Gorda y la flaca, which is taken. Gordo. I just call myself a fat girl. That's funny. I do have long hair, so Gorda y la flaca. Gordo y la flaca. Flop, flop. The Spanish is so great. So, yeah, but we should let people name our show. Because it's hard a lot of times.
We
It's
should
like
do a voting though. Like we should pick like the top 3 and then let them vote on what they like, rather than picking out of a hat.
But let's say you got like 10,000 people involved, which we don't have that many people that even know who we are or give a shit. But let's say there's 100 people involved, and their voting is like anonymous. We're going to run into the whole thing of like trolling, where people are going to be like, this is the worst name ever. Yes, you guys are now the pink faggy sirens or whatever.
Well, you know, like Facebook, you could do a survey.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at what I came up with off the top of my head, which was pink faggy sirens. We do have pink in our logo, but that's because it's a Jessy Meadows production. So, what were you saying?
Like Facebook has it set up to where you could do a survey and people just click which one they like, so they're not really ripping on the other options too much.
Yeah.
We should do that.
I like that idea. I do. Is the voting anonymous on that?
Mm-hmm.
See, that to me is a danger.
See, you can. It lists like your options, and then it just has like a circle that you can pick which one it is. So it doesn't say like who came up with that idea or whose it was or whatever.
I understand that, but I'm just saying that when you get the masses involved, people and they're anonymous, they start being like 4chan. They start being funny and start giving you the worst name possible just because they want to see it happen. Didn't that happen with like a ship or something?
Yeah, Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface, a ship got named
And then
because
Snapple wanted a new flavor, and somebody said Fapple.
Fapple, yeah. Did it end up happening? Because I've never seen Fapple on the shelf. I'm sure they...
No, but the boat did.
Yeah, the boat actually got called Bodie McBoatface because of anonymous voting.
I don't think our viewers... I think our viewers are a little
Our
more
viewers are the worst. They're people that actually
highbrow.
like to make us feel uncomfortable. We're talking about the Reds and the Steve Distlers and the Jeremy Floreses. They'll be sure to give us the worst name possible, guaranteed.
No, they love us.
Yeah, sure
They're
they
too
do.
highbrow for that.
That's funny.
So, yeah,
Yes.
Red wants examples of failed podcast names. Oh, I'm going to just...
What are you talking about?
Failed...
Example. Oh, of the ones we went through that got voted down?
No. Red was asking, like, as a joke.
Oh.
He said, give me examples of failed podcast names.
Podcast.
Something like...
Like what?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes when you eat a lot of, like, bad food, you
Okay.
sometimes have toxins in your body.
You think that's a bad name? I don't think that's a bad name.
It's failed.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Yes, Red was wanting to know, like, what...
Oh,
Names of people-
no,
names of
no.
podcasts that-
You know what the thing with that is? That hasn't failed. It's just on hiatus right now. It's just on hiatus. See, okay, this is way too deep for anybody that's watching the show to even know what the hell we're talking about. With the exception of the one person that's probably going to be like, oh, really? We have a friend that has a podcast going on, and it was doing okay, and then for some reason it started failing, and it wasn't his fault. Obviously, we know that it wasn't his fault.
No, he's like he's
Right. He's the most forthcoming and up,
he's awesome. It's the other
giving
people dragging
person
him
there.
down.
Yeah, it's the other people dragging him down. Yeah. This was a good topic to bring up on live TV, wife of mine. Wow. So, yeah. So, one of... Oh my God, you've totally just freaking like blasted me in the face with this. Okay, so I've got to explain to people watching this what the hell's talking about without getting too much into detail. So there were 2 podcasts happening out of this studio, and one of them was, we're not going to say the name, but has started to go into hiatus, and not because of its producer,
Right,
because of the people that the producer counted on.
Yep.
And it's freaking tragic, and I freaking hate it. And
I do too. That's why I couldn't keep
yeah,
my mouth shut. I'm
but
sorry.
what I'm saying is that when you brought it up, it sounded as if you were like having a chuckle on his behalf.
No.
And so that's where...
No, I love him.
Right,
But
I know
the
you
other
do.
people, like, no.
I know you do. I'm just saying that you know how like when you say something sometimes and then you don't know how it's going to be received because people are sensitive and stuff like that. So, and I'm not saying that he is, because he's not the sensitive type, but I don't want him to assume that that was a slap, because it's not.
Definitely
It's
not
the
to me.
slap to the other people involved. Yeah. So. Wow. Okay. Spit the shit.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes I can't stop myself.
I know. You know the thing about it though, Jess, is I'd rather you talk than not talk.
And that's part of why I stay quiet, because this is the stuff that like comes
Listen,
into my mind, and I'm like, I can't
Howard
shut up.
Stern didn't become famous because he filtered himself. So
Yeah.
just talk.
And I don't want anybody to get insulted or anything. I'm
Yeah.
sure, I'm sure the producer knows exactly where I'm coming from.
Right.
And why.
Right. Well, I just wanted to clarify and make sure that
Yeah.
you did. So,
So.
I feel like Ed McMahon. Does anybody get that reference?
No.
Okay. You know who Johnny Carson is?
Yes.
Okay, Ed McMahon was his sidekick. And every once in a while, Johnny Carson would do something that was a little outlandish. And Ed would just be like in the background going, ho, 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 ho. You don't know who Ed McMahon is?
No.
Did you ever see the show? This is always hard to say in a sentence. Have you ever seen the show Star Search?
Yeah. Yes, I know what it
Okay,
is.
he was the host of that show.
Okay.
Old, heavy, big guy,
Okay.
ex-military, so he's kind of like my dad kind of guy, just very, I'm wearing a suit and here I am kind of guy. So, anyway, that's Ed McMahon to educate you people that don't know what the hell that is. Or who the hell he was. So, I'm trying to recover. It's like the Matrix in here right now. I'm like, whoa! So, we have approximately 3 or 4 minutes. You want to just sit here and melt in the heat, or?
Yeah, it's so bad in this room. It doesn't matter. Like, we had the air conditioning on for hours.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't make it low. I'm telling you, when we started the show, it was freezing cold, and it was probably, I would say safely, it was probably about 50 degrees in here.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is like
90.
92, 95, somewhere around there. But yeah, so we're going to get off the air, and we are going to be here on Tuesday. No, I'm sorry, on Friday. That's what I was talking about earlier, and we totally lost it. I have to talk about this before we leave because it's important. And it is our Friday guest, and we had received a phone call, and I said, that's probably them. And then it stopped me from promoting the show. So next Friday, we have a special guest in here. Not only is it somebody that has donated generously to the show to allow us these fine things to give make our show better for you guys, but she is a cosplayer, and for people that don't know what cosplay is, it's people that dress up as manga, which is comic book characters and things of that nature. So basically any fictional character. Can you cosplay actual people? I don't think so. I think it has to be.
I think it's got to be fictional.
I think it has to be fictional character. And it used to be specifically comic book characters. But they've now,
Disney. It can be Disney.
Loosened it up a lot. And it's basically just any fictional character. So anyway, she's a cosplayer. And she goes around with a company called Critical Care Comics. CCC for short. Critical Care Comics is a group of cosplayers that go to hospitals dressed as like Spider-Man and things of that nature, and entertain these kids and like do various activities with them. So, wow, that is amazing fulfillment work. I guarantee it, because I've done stuff like that. I was in a full-on costume where you couldn't even tell who I was, like your typical Mickey Mouse kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it is the most fulfilling work. I come home every night sweating, hurting, and during the time that I was putting on the costume, wishing that this would be over as quick as possible, to coming home and being like, keeping her up by telling her stories. Mm-hmm. And then there was this one kid, and he totally was like this, and it just made me feel so good, and I was like, oh my God, kind of thing. So I totally get that aspect of it. So Amanda Nelson, and she's bringing somebody else with her, and I can't remember who it is, and I apologize for that. However, there's going to be a male cosplayer with her dressed as, do you remember what he's going to be dressed as? I don't remember either. But anyway, she is going to be here. He is going to be here. And
it's going to be starting later.
Yeah, it's gonna start at 8:00. So we were contemplating whether or not we were going to do a little broadcast beforehand, which I don't think is going to be possible because there's so much setup involved. And as soon as another person sits in a seat, I've got to change camera angles and microphones and all this kind of crap. So, and then you see how her mic was muted for most of the show. It gets confusing, especially when I'm in a rush. So, but anyway, Amanda Nelson and Critical Care Comics is going to be here on Friday at 8 p.m. talking about all of the wonderful things that they do. And then, like I said, on top of that, she generously donated to the show several times and allowed us to get things. And so I guess I don't want it to sound like that she like bought her way onto the show. She was going to be on the show anyway, but
Yeah.
I want people to understand like the gist of it is that, that we have somebody with a big heart that does this thing for kids, and not only that, but she's donated to the show. Is basically what I was saying. So I didn't want it to get like misconstrued in somebody's mind to be like, oh, so you got to pay to be on that show. No, you don't have to be paid to be on the show. You don't have to pay us to be on the show, and we don't pay you. And if anything, we're just hoping that we help you, and you're helping us by being an entity for us to interview. So what?
Oh, nothing. I'm disagreeing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No, not really.
Typically, you don't say something, and when you do, it's bad. I love you to death, my wife, and I love you guys. We love you guys.
Yes, we do.
They say that you're supposed to have a tag at the end of every show, kind of like how Jerry Springer says, what the hell does he say at the end of his show?
Be good to each other or something
Yeah,
like
and
that.
each other or something like that. Be good to one another, or be good to yourselves and each other or something like that.
Something like that.
And, the various other taglines. So I think if I had to pick one, which I thought about this a little bit, it was the only thing that I thought about the show last night, was that if I was to close, I would close it with something that was on a positive note like that, which is just spread love, peace, and joy always.
Love over hate.
Yeah, love over hate was our slogan that we did. It was cool. We did a slogan that was called Love Over Hate, but it was for a station that we have where everybody hates us. And but they're supposed to hate us because that's what we wanted. But we were still trying to spread a message to the masses because that's the most outreach. That's the most people that we have watching us concentrated. And so we wanted, even though they were supposed to hate us and that we're morons on that channel, we wanted them to get something out of it. So we came up with a thing, which they're going to totally take wrong anyway, called Love Over Hate. And it's like the word love written in all caps big, and then the word over, and then hate underneath really small in no caps.
Yep.
And so the whole love over hate idea is just, to stop hating all the time, because that's what people typically do nowadays is just hate on everything. They don't even have to know really what's going on. It's like somebody could just walk into a room and people are just like, this dude.
It sucks.
It's like,
and then it just perpetuates more hate and negativity.
Yeah.
And it's stupid.
So,
stop it.
I think without getting too cornball, I think it's important for people to be to spread positivity, at least in some aspect. Like if you can't do it verbally, then open the door for somebody.
Yeah.
Just silly shit like that. And anyway, we love you guys, and we thank you so much for calling and talking to us. And we're going to be doing this phone thing, and we're going to get the kinks worked out and try to get it to where it's not so ghetto and janky. But we thank you very much for watching the show, and please make sure that you tune in at 8 o'clock on Friday for Amanda Nelson and Critical Care Comics.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to say?
Just everybody have a safe, fun night, and love over hate.
Take care, guys.
Bye.